Is Eamon, an R&B performer from the early 2000s, just another one-hit wonder? And where is he now? Even though he's not made news in nearly 20 years, most people know who Eamon is. At the very least, people know who he is after hearing a few lyrics of the song, "F It, I Do Not Want You Back." The music was not PG rated, but it was really catchy. But what happened to the musician behind the smash record when it exploded up the charts and spawned a genre known as Ho-Wop? It would be great if you like and share this video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon next to it to get notified when we add new interesting videos in the future. Now, let's get back to the story. Though he is credited with popularizing Ho-Wop, Eamon's blend of R&B and hip-hop was not groundbreaking. What was novel and catchy was Eamon's use of expletives, dubbed aggressive lyrics, and the ensuing scandal. Listeners may recall that Frankie, a relatively unknown singer at the time, penned and performed a response to Eamon's song. In actuality, she claimed to be his ex-girlfriend and the intended recipient of the song. Eamon denied writing the song about her or dating her in the first place, but the issue only fueled the public's love for the song. It is almost like an Olivia Rodrigo, Joshua Bassett, Sabrina Carpenter scenario from the early 2000s. However, there was good news for the artist's fame. After his song became a global hit, Eamon was able to acquire a full album contract. Eamon even mentioned the issues surrounding Frankie, saying, "But everything is well. I'm paid every time it is played." Fortunately for fans, Eamon is a frequent Instagram user who is well aware of the impact his first hit song has had on music over the years. In fact, he reshared a video of Cardi B singing the song.
What I said, it don't mean shit now. Those presents might as throw them out. All those kisses, it didn't mean jack. You hoe, I don't want you back.
Expounding on how incredible it is that his music is still relevant 20 years later. After all, his naysayers predicted that he would have his 15 minutes of glory and then fade away. Eamon is continually composing and recording music, even though he has not always been in the spotlight. His most recent full-length album was released in 2017. However, Eamon has continuously released singles over the years. Eamon now has a family and takes life seriously. Eamon appears to look back on his time in the "I do not want you back" phase with a sense of self-pity. According to his Instagram, he has come a long way since the early 2000s, and he is now married with a child. He devotes a significant portion of his feed to thanking his wife, advocating car seat safety, and stressing family relationships and the significance of living an authentic life. When asked about Golden Rail Motel, his first album, Eamon is quick to pinpoint the source of his creative development. He said this: "Honesty, I know that sounds crazy, because when people heard F It, they were like, how much more vulnerable can you get? Desperation, on the other hand, has aided my songwriting. I'm singing every single song as if my life depended on it." Most fans' mental image of the singer born Eamon Jonathan Doyle are of the 20-year-old who scored one of the new millennium's most improbable novelty songs with 2003's "F It, I Do Not Want You Back." The cathartic hit became an instant New York radio sensation due to its combination of sweet balladry and resentfully graphic lyrics, which included 8 F-bombs in the chorus alone. Then came the response single, "FURB, F You Right Back," which purported to tell the ex's side of the girlfriend's tale, turning Billboard's R&B charts into a genuine battle of the sexes and propelling Eamon's full-length debut, "I Do Not Want You Back," to nearly 600,000 sales. Eamon was an experienced performer even at that young age, having performed with his father's doo-wop group since he was a toddler. And "I Do Not Want You Back" was a brilliant fusion of the Staten Island natives' old soul credentials with a current hip-hop template. While the album's greatest songs reflected the feel-good bubblegum nostalgia of teen music, the darker tracks exposed Eamon to be the vengeful, jilted lover he was at the time, as he went through all the stages of relationship loss and found shallow solace in his only own puffed-up machismo. It was an adolescent breakup tape in both premise and effect. "I was just a rebellious kid dealing with relationship issues," Eamon recalls of "I Do Not Want You Back" meetings. What is strange is that we shopped that record to everyone and no one got it. This is cool and all, but it will never get played, they said. When the Star and Buck Wild show, a popular New York City morning radio show, played it on Hot 97, people were phoning in and saying, "Oh my gosh, we want to hear that song again." All of the labels called back and everyone jumped on board as if to say, "We understand it now, we have got it now." When his sophomore effort for Jive Records, a well-written, nuanced album titled Love and Pain, a convergence of business concerns and substance misuse troubles killed the record. There was a lot of back and forth between the production company I was signed to and the record label about different directions they thought I should take with my sound, Eamon explains. And there were a lot of addiction situations for me personally. I was just struggling, dude, and I was doing a lot of self-sabotage. After that fame, I was like, man, I do not know what I signed up for. I do not think anyone is born to be famous, he acknowledges. There's a lot of pressure when people look up to you. Individuals fall short. Expectations, I always say, are calculated resentments. So when a record label expects something from you, a manager expects something from you, and fans expect something from you, and you do not live up to it, you are setting yourself up for disappointment. I beat myself up about a number of things that I did not live up to, blaming others, but really hating myself. Love and Pain achieved considerable popularity overseas, but was never released in the United States, and Eamon disappeared from the spotlight, reappearing on rare guest appearances and ultimately confronting his addiction full on. In my life, there was a God-shaped hole, he explains. At the time, I made drugs, relationships, gambling, and money my gods. He moved to Los Angeles full-time at this point. I moved out here in 2010 because I needed to get away, he explains. All I needed was a change. I said I would give it a try for 6 months, and I ended up obtaining a place and making a lot of excellent friends. That 6-month period evolved into 7 years. As he eased back into recording, Eamon formed collaborations with a number of East Coast hardcore hip-hop favorites, including R.A., The Rugged Man, and Jedi Mind Tricks. After appearing on 2 tracks for Jedi Mind Tricks, The Thief and the Fallen in 2015, JMT producer Stoop, the enemy of mankind, approached Eamon about performing some extra studio work, which led to the Golden Rail Motel sessions in Los Angeles. Listeners who are familiar with Stoop's previous songs may give a double take when they hear Eamon's new record, which takes an undulated soul approach down to the recording equipment and vocal effects. The full-bodied Motown arrangement on Be My Girl rises with assertive horns and backup vocals. Elsewhere, he harnesses a working man's blues on Before I Die and uses a full orchestra for the album's solemn finale, Requiem. Golden Rail Motel, rich with live instrumentation, has no delusions of hip-hop crossover and is Eamon's most accomplished record to date. It is in my blood to write heavy stuff, he explains. It is in my blood to create throwback, soulful music. After the success of I Do Not Want You Back, I was attempting to write another hit for my second album. I will lay down some chords and then let melody and cadence of the lyrics shape the tune. I sometimes just hum and then go somewhere melodically where I'm belting out a note. That motivates me to write something that truly touches my heart. The title and album cover of Golden Rail Motel suggests an overnight halt, but for Eamon, the album signifies a lengthier journey, the result of 11 years of development. Going through battles, letdowns, just life, he says, has matured me so much as a songwriter. As you see more things, go through more experiences, and deal with more things, your writing grows and improves. Following more than a decade-long absence, R&B musician Eamon was set to release his new album, Golden Rail Motel, in September of 2017. The hitmaker took his time to work on his new album, the first since 2006 Love and Pain, which is expected to focus on the songwriter's post-stardom struggles and tribulations. As the pressure to become the next Justin Timberlake rose, he nearly wrecked his career totally. I had an issue. I was a young kid with a lot of money who had no idea how to deal with celebrity, the songwriter explained. Nonetheless, the 33-year-old producer and vocalist have teamed up with hip-hop production duo Jedi Mind Tricks and their longtime producer, Stoop. Stoop was working on a producer album and wanted me to come on a few tracks, Eamon explained. I wrote one song and emailed it to him. He adored it. The label did as well, so we recorded another song, which turned out wonderful also. We were all quite pleased with the material and how easily it came together in the studio. Eamon, recognized for his unusual voice, has also stated that influences other than his regular release remits such as soul, jazz, and doo-wop have led to an energized sound. My father and his buddies used to be in doo-wop group. My house was always filled with music when I was a kid. On any given night, 4 guys would be singing doo-wop in the living room. This was natural to me my entire life, the singer concluded. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to share the video. Please leave your thoughts in the comments section. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.